Hey guys, it's Kristy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have my wonderful sister Jenna here to help me.
Hi!
And today Jenna is going to be inserting an NG tube on myself. We thought we would film this video because it might be helpful to people who are inserting an NG tube on patients or on their child. It's not always the case that someone can insert an NG tube on themselves. So hopefully there will be some useful tips in this video for you.
Great.
And before we jump into the video, don't forget to enter my giveaway. I am giving away one of the Makeup Revolution Retro Luxe lip vaults. And in that you get 5 matte lip kits, 3 metallic matte lip kits and 2 gloss lip kits. So they all come in an array of different colours and they come with their own sort of matching lip liner. So it's open to everyone. If you want to be entered into the giveaway, just make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Like this video and comment down below. It can be whatever comment you want. And then also go back and give a thumbs up to my previous 2 videos. I will have them linked down below. I will be picking the winner in 2 weeks at random and I'll be sending you your prize. So let's just jump right into it. For those that don't know, I actually wear an NG tube for Crohn's disease. I have inflammatory bowel disease, and the NG tube allows me to receive my nutrition in a liquid form that's almost partially broken down. So therefore my bowel has to do less work. It's not breaking down solid food, and because it's already partially sort of digested, it's then easier for my bowel to absorb. So then that means that my bowel sort of doesn't have to do as much work. It can just focus on healing. It's almost like if you have like a cut in your arm and someone, you know, keeps rubbing it over and over again, it's not really going to heal. Whereas if you like leave it alone, let it just focus on healing, it will heal a lot faster. So with my bowel, it gets, you know, sort of lesions and ulcers and bleeding. So to be able to leave it alone and give it less work to do means it can heal better. So that is just an introduction as to why I wear the NG tube.
Does it take the stress out of eating as well? So if you're sick and you know that you're less likely to have...
Yeah, definitely. Like whenever I use the tube, my symptoms are nowhere near as bad as whenever I'm eating. So it also means I don't have to stress about it, you know, I can just sort of let the tube do its thing and you know, get better. So I use it sort of periodically, you know, I'll use it whenever I'm bad, and then I'll sort of transition back to eating food again, and then if I start to get worse again, I will then reintroduce the tube again like full time or introduce it like part time to sort of supplement solid food. So yeah.
Fair enough. So
to start, we have all our supplies ready. We have our NG tube. This is a Core Flow fine bore feeding tube. We also have just a simple alcohol wipe. This is to just clean the skin before we put on the dressing. You can just use whatever alcohol-based product that you want, even Clarissa will do, but I just have one of these little alcohol wipes. And then the dressing we're using today is the Geoderm Extra Thin Spots. These are really, really good for sensitive skin. Any sort of redness that is there, I tend to use these. And then we also have a glass of water here. It can be whatever liquid you want, although I think water is better just to help with swallowing down the tube. You don't want to drink anything that's quite acidic. That will then alter the pH of your stomach. And then to help us with inserting the tube, I have a packet of Opti-Lube. We'll use this on the end of the tube just to help with insertion.
Lube.
Dirty mind. And then once we have inserted it, we will be checking to make sure it's in my stomach. So we have a syringe to help with that. And then we also have some pH strips, which I will show you how to use. So are you ready?
Yeah, that's a full-on kit. And by the way, guys, I have no idea like how or what I'm doing. So I guess this video will be helpful for people like me who have no idea what they would be doing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I assume that whenever someone's going to be inserting an NG tube on someone else, especially if it's like a parent inserting it on their child, they'll go and get training. So what I'm going to do today is take Jenna through the exact steps that she would need to follow to insert it on me the right way, and also so it causes me the least discomfort. So I am going to be, it's almost like a training session for Jenna to show her, you know, how she would insert it in future if she was going to. Obviously I self-insert, so hopefully, you know, I wouldn't actually need Jenna's assistance, but it's for those who do need assistance with their tube. Hopefully there'll be some tips in here on how to make it as sort of comfortable as possible for the insertee, the patient.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm going to try and do as little as possible here. I'm going to let Jenna take the lead. So first of all, you just need to open the alcohol wipe and just clean the skin where we're going to be applying the dressing.
Okay, yeah.
I tend to wear 2 dressings, one sort of up here and then one sort of nearer to my nose, just to keep the NG tube really secure. What this does is it just takes the oils off the skin and means the dressing can adhere really well, so it won't sort of fall off. So
that makes sense.
Now Jenna's just going to open the NG tube. So the tube has a metal guider in it. So if I just pull this out a wee bit, you can see the just metal wire, and that will help with inserting. It will keep the tube rigid and make it easier to sort of put down. And then once we're done and we're sure that it's in the stomach, we will then remove the guide wire.
Okay.
Jenna's hands are clean, they're washed, dried. A lot of people say, you know, that you should wear gloves. Certainly if you're a medical professional and you're inserting on a patient, definitely wear gloves. It'll make you feel more comfortable, it'll make the patient feel more comfortable, it'll be more hygienic. Jenna's my sister, so I don't really care. It's like her handing me a burger to eat, you know, like she's washed her hands, so, you know.
I'm a clean person,
yeah.
so it's okay.
So certainly, you know, feel free to wear gloves. I don't care because it's my sister, but people have raised that on my last NG tube video on how to insert an NG tube on yourself. So I will link that down below, but a lot of people did mention, oh, you should wear gloves. I don't need to because I'm inserting it on myself, so I know my hands are clean and I know that Jenna's hands are clean. So
yeah, I've washed my hands.
Yeah. So Jenna has just opened up the lubricant here. She has then put the tube in, if you just want to show it there. Put the tube into the lubricant just to put it on the end of the tube.
So it's covered completely.
Yep. Now I'm going to try to let you do everything rather than like me assisting you.
Yeah.
So which hand do you want to insert it with?
My right hand.
So if you take your left hand and hold on, yeah, so you take this hand and grab my lip and pull it down just hard enough so you can feel my teeth.
Yeah.
Take more fingers than that, so do it with like all 3 fingers. Yeah. So pull it right down. Okay, so I'm just going to ask you to stop that for a minute just like explain. So Jenna's going to do that there, and then she is going to insert the tube. I'm going from my right nostril today because it's easier for the camera. What you'll do is you'll insert it just up to, so it goes up my nasal cavity here, but then you'll immediately go to a right angle to my face, and I'm meanwhile going to put my chin into my chest. And what it does is you pulling down here takes the sensitive part of my nose sort of away from the tube, so it's more comfortable.
Yeah.
Putting my chin to my chest makes insertion easier as well. I tend to find that it gets stuck right in the back here, and there's some resistance trying to get the tube past there, whereas if I put my chin into my chest, it sort of goes down more easily. So we'll do all of that at the same time.
Okay.
So then whenever it hits my throat, I will introduce the water and I will actually swallow down the tube. So we'll do all of those things at once.
Okay.
So
I'm going to take my left hand out of the tube is in my right hand. I'm going to pull it down.
Actually, it's probably going to be better to...
all the way around?
Yeah, because then it can go into my right.
Oh, right, okay, so this way around? Okay, so I'm taking my right hand and pulling down the lip. With my left hand, I'm going to insert the tube. So...
and then I'm tucking my chin in, and then you're putting it upwards.
And then to a right angle. Okay, and I'm feeling a little bit of resistance. There was a pop there. I'm just going to readjust my grip so that I can get more in. And then I'm just going to push slowly down. There we go. Is that okay? Yeah, it's definitely there.
So it's now in my throat. So my eyes are just watering because it's almost like having a sneeze. So it's not painful, it's just, I don't know, it's just because something's up your nose and it feels like you're about to sneeze. So now I'm going to take my water. And Jenna's going to hold it very loosely. And as I swallow, she will kind of like gently just give it a little push, but almost let me swallow it down. Okay. Did you feel that go down a wee bit?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
And then do it again.
There's like a natural pull on it as you seem to swallow, and I'm just literally just guiding it in. It's kind of doing itself.
And then I measured up to 54 on mine, so I've kind of got past my throat now. My eyes are like, it's honestly not sore. It's just feels kind of, it just sets off your eyes for some reason. And then Jenna will just guide it down to where it says 54. I have been measured by my doctor, so I'm not going to show you how to measure it. So Jenna will just continue to push it down. It has got past my throat, so I don't really need to swallow it down anymore. She can just push it.
Okay, so I'm just looking at the numbers so I know where... Yeah, that's not 54 at your nostril.
I'm just going to hold it here on my nose just so that Jenna doesn't get snot all over her. But we're going to test to see if it's in my stomach. Jenna's now going to open the syringe here, and what she's going to do is try to aspirate some stomach contents, and just to make sure it's in my stomach. So that's enough, just a tiny bit's enough. So sort of turn it upside down so it doesn't flick everywhere, and undo it. Cap that off for now. And then we're going to take some of these pH strips, put a tiny bit of the aspirate onto the end of the pH stick. So this is the colour that it has gone. I'd say that's about a 2.5 or a 2 on my pH scale, so that is low enough for me. You just want to make sure the pH is quite low, so I'd say anything from, I'd say about a 3 downwards means that it is stomach contents and it really is in your stomach. And the reason that we're doing this is to make sure that the NG tube is not in my lung. If you cannot aspirate anything, or if you're aspirating some fluid and it is not a low enough pH, that means it could be in your lung. So you definitely do not want to feed through the tube, because then the feed would be going into your lungs. So you've tested that. So do you now want to pull out the guide wire? Yeah, keep pulling. That was not uncomfortable whatsoever. It wasn't painful. It just literally just makes you tear up a wee bit. Just, I don't know, it's like a tickle in the back of your throat makes you cough. A tickle in the back of your nose makes your eyes water. So now we can go ahead and secure the tube. Put it around my ear. So Jenna's now going to secure it up near my ear. So this is a nice cushiony type of dressing. It's very hypoallergenic, very good for children. You can see that it has secured quite well because we used alcohol wipe, but it can move quite freely in here, which can cause a lot of nose irritation. So we want to actually put another dressing on quite close to the nostril, because you see if I hold it there, it can't move anywhere near as much. So I want to cause the least nasal irritation. Nostril?
Nasal.
And then also it means it's not moving as much in the back of your throat, so it will cause less throat irritation as well.
That makes sense.
So if you want to get another dressing, and we'll just stick it in closer here. So there is the second one. That was really comfortable. Thank you very much, Jenna.
It's okay.
So I guess just to summarize, to make it more comfortable, I'm not really talking about the equipment, just make sure that you're pulling down on this area here, and making sure you're pulling down just hard enough so you can feel the teeth. That takes the sensitive part of the nose sort of backwards so that the tube doesn't irritate it as much. You're then also getting the patient or whoever you're inserting it on to put their chin into their chest. That helps with insertion as well. You're also putting the tube just up the nose, but then switching to a right angle, which helps a lot with insertion. And then using the water to swallow down the tube rather than forcing the tube down. Did you definitely feel it sort of like swallowing down?
It definitely just like pulled, so there was no need to push at all. It was more just kind of guiding it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just giving it a sort of gentle push as it's being swallowed down. So that definitely helps with, gagging. So you're not sort of forcing it down your throat, you're swallowing it down. So I didn't gag at all, really. So that is pretty much it. Thank you very much, Jenna.
Oh no, that's okay. I would say, as someone who's never done it before, the really useful thing that Kristy did was to give me constant feedback about yes, okay, that kind of thing, which is great because I obviously don't know and can't feel what you feel. So I guess like just the constant feedback whilst the person's doing it is really useful. Well, it's useful for me. So.
Yeah. So I guess with children, it would be hard for them to give feedback, but I guess if they're looking really uncomfortable or they start to cry, that would be sort of feedback. But asking your patient, if you're inserting on a patient, to say, you know, how you're feeling like throughout the whole process, they can let you know whether something's feeling really uncomfortable, whether it feels like it's going down the wrong way, whether it feels like it's being forced down. So that is pretty much it. Thank you so much to my lovely, beautiful assistant, Jenna.
Thank you for letting me try it, because, you know, I thought I was a bit nervous about doing it, but it's actually not as full on as I thought it would be, in a good way. You know?
So for those that are getting an NG tube, it can be quite daunting, but it's really not that bad. The insertion process isn't that bad if it's done correctly. So yeah, that's it. I hope you found this video really helpful. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and please subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. Please comment down below of any other videos you would like to see from me, or if you want to see another video with Jenna in. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.